How is it going, YouTube? Scott the Mass Nerder here, and I am not bringing you the promised video I had said, which was going to be squad tactics. The reason is, when I tried to get into squad tactics, I realized I was spending a lot of time talking about each individual kit. So I figured it'd actually be a smarter idea to start with each individual kit and the sort of roles me and my friends assign to those kits. And then once we know all that, we can combine it into the squad tactics. So we're going to start first with the assault kit, which is probably my favorite. And in this video, you're not really going to see a full gameplay. It's really just going to be clips of me using the assault kit. Some of the clips are not spectacular, but you'll just see me sort of the things I'm preaching here, you'll see me do them. Some of it might just be getting a kill and then reviving, making sure the area is clear, things like that. So it's not all super impressive, but it does show you that me and my friends use these tactics and they work. Alright, so starting with the assault kit, I'm going to show you the guns. You know, you have all the normal assault guns, which are great because they're going to be able to shoot in a fully auto or single shot, and most of them can even be fired in a burst shot, which is going to allow them to be effective at all ranges and allow you to play a lot of different positions using these guns. Then we also have the all kit weapons, which are more personal defense weapons, meaning they don't have the same range or clip size as the other guns. They can still be an option for you to use on any of the kits, obviously. So getting back to the assault stuff, you can see you can change the sights, you know, obviously on any of them. Funny thing is, I am actually red-green colorblind, meaning all these red dot sights don't help me very much, especially when you're on a green map where the red and green for me just seem to blend right in, which probably contributes a lot to my bad aim. So I tend to use iron sights, but when I do use a sight, the holographic sight seems to work a little better for me. I don't know why, but it seems to work. That's my favorite. Anyway, after we're there, you can also go down to the second slot where you're going to be able to add a foregrip or anything like that. The only thing I want to touch on here is the underslug rail, and that's just because some of you might not have known this, but when you use one of the underbarrel weapon attachments, for it to be actually under the gun, like attached to the gun, you have to have the underslug rail attached. Meaning you'll be able to just hit left on the D-pad, switch right to that gun very quickly. Now if you don't have underslung rail, the weapon's going to be another weapon, and you're going to have to actually pull out the weapon and change weapons, which is just going to add time to it. You're not going to lose your pistol or anything, and you'll be able to use something like a foregrip on your gun still to increase the accuracy on your main weapon. So it's really up to you if you want to have that time to switch and pull out the weapon, or if you prefer it being right under the gun. They're both feasible options. I don't really have a preference. It's different. So you can try those out and just see which way works best for you. As we go down to slot 3, we're going to see, have the front end weapon gadgets like the heavy barrel and tack light. On the heavy barrels, which is the only one I think has any confusion in it, it is actually going to increase precision accuracy. Meaning when you're aiming down sight, using burst fire, that kind of stuff, it is going to increase distance and accuracy. But when you're not doing those things, firing from the hip and stuff, it's actually going to increase the recoil of the gun. So it sort of increases and decreases accuracy both, which can be a little confusing for some. But it's definitely a feasible option and usually one of the earlier ones unlocked. That is enough of the gun. Let's move on to the gadgets. And with gadget 1 comes the big decision for this assault class, okay? There are 2 roles you can feasibly play now. And that is going to be medic, using the med kit, or bring an additional weapon, like the other underbarrel stuff. So the med kit's going to allow you to drop, refill your team's health, keep them alive longer, keep yourself alive longer, and can be very effective. Let's just talk about the underbarrel weapons so you know what they are. And we start with the M320, which is just your standard noob tube. It's an underbarrel grenade launcher. Then we go to the buckshot, which is just your shotgun, and it was a favorite of mine in Bad Company 2 because I just think it's so fun to get up close and personal and get that one-hit kill on a teammate. Wow, not on your own teammate, that'd be pretty bad. I don't play hardcore, so that's not an option for me. On the enemy team, I think that's very fun. And we also have the smoke launcher, which can be good for 2 things. Not only can you give cover to your team, yourself, cover an objective, whatever, you also can mislead the enemy, and that's just fire it in a direction you don't plan on going, near a common route or something. The enemy will assume that's where you're coming. Why else would you smoke it there? They're going to focus their sights there, and it's going to allow you to get a flank route. Now when we move to the M26 weapon, these are actually only cosmetically different than the other ones. So they're pretty much the same. There's not much changing with it, except for they're all semi-automatic. So the Mass is just a shotgun, just like the buckshot, except it's semi-automatic. When we go to the Dart, we're actually looking at flechette ammo. This ammo, sort of unique, it's going to give a longer range and more penetration. That's what she said, which is probably the most overused joke on YouTube, so I apologize. It's going to allow you to penetrate their defenses, their cover a little bit more, and also through player. So if 2 people are stacked up, you have a better chance of damaging both. The issue here is that it does not do as much, it doesn't have as much damage or stopping power. as the regular 12 gauge. So you might not get that one hit kill all the time. So that's something, you have to weigh those options, see what's best for you. The frag is a confusing one. You'll see some clips later of me when I first time I was using it, but it is not going to do as much damage either. It also loses accuracy compared to the other one. But what this does is when it hits, it sort of has little mini explosions that spread out. And this is going to increase the suppression on the enemy player or players all around that area, meaning, blur the screen a little bit and do that kind of stuff. So that is a cool thing to try using. Then the last one's a slug, which is great because it's going to increase power, damage, and range a little bit. So it's a win-win. Gadget 2's Defibs, which we all know and love. Specializations, I've already done that. So I will link that on top of the screen. Yep, right up there. And I'll put it in the description. You can see that if you're curious about specializations. So now it is decision time. Do you want to be able to heal, or do you want to have more weapon options? It's a tough decision, but I'm going to tell you personally, I do like the ability to heal a lot, but it really depends on what the rest of your team is doing, what role they're playing. If you double up on Assault, you can switch what you do and what he does, and you can rotate who's bringing the medkit in, who's bringing the other weapon. So let's just talk about the roles of each and how each can be used most effectively. First, we're going to start with the medic role. Generally, when playing as medic, it's best to stay back just a bit out of the firefight. You don't want to often be the first person into the gunfight. Instead, you want to bring up the rear, sort of stay in the middle of the pack. But always make sure when you're moving with the team, you are spread out enough that you're never going to give up a double team to the enemies. Okay, you don't want them to be able to spray you and your teammate, so keep that little bit of distance. This distance is going to be a safety blanket. You're going to fall back a little bit, and if your teammate goes down, not only are you going to be able to see where the shots came from, but your teammate's also going to be able to give you some call-outs about where he got shot from. And as the medic, you're going to have to make the best option out of these, okay? Here's 3 possible choices for you to make. Number 1, you're going to kill the attacker and the aggressor who killed your teammate, make sure the area is secure, and then revive your squad mate and go on with the game. Number 2, if the aggressor has fled, or if there's adequate cover for you to get a revive without engaging, that's excellent. Pick him up and then engage with when you have multiple people alive and ready to attack. Number 3, if the area is too hot, instead of reviving, as it might just lead to both of you getting killed, you could also try to find and secure a good spawn point. What this will allow is wait for your squad to spawn back in on you, you're in a good position, and then you can use squad tactic to accomplish the objective and eliminate the targets. Make sure all of this is coordinated with your team and the person went down. Don't just go crazy and reviving because it can be really annoying for your teammate. Always ask, especially if there's time, ask if they want up. If there's no time, it's moving too quick, just let them know that you're reviving them, and it's best to actually use their call sign, their gamer tag, whatever you call them in game, just to let them know, hey, I'm coming to pick you up, blank, whatever their name is. And this will just let them know what's going on. And also, after you revive them, take a minute to reorient them to the surroundings. So either run to Alpha Rocks for cover, so they know, okay, that's where I'm going to go, I know what to do, or enemies on Bravo watch, etc., something like that, so they can tell what's going on in the match. Okay, using this tactic, your team will spend more time in firefight, more time in the action, more time securing the objective. You're going to get loads of points, and your team will succeed. Okay, so that's a great role. Now if we move in to the assault role, this is just bringing in the other weapons. Okay, both are assault. I understand you're still medic, you have defib, but it sort of changes how you play. Hopefully, if you're running this role, there is someone who's bringing medkits, and you can still stay back. But this also is going to give you the option, maybe move up and play a little bit more up close and personal. Playing this role, you're really going to be able to do it all. Okay, you already know that you can take those close targets using your fully automatic. You can go to mid-range. You can even go to that single fire and play one of the Overwatch roles and be able to take on those far targets. In my opinion, this is the best overall kit, just because the gun allows you to do all these roles. You still can revive, so you're getting a lot of area to work here. Okay, but I usually find it best, like I said, to make sure you do have a medic somewhere with some medkits, because that can really come in handy. So let's talk about using some of the Underbarrel things. With the grenade launcher, it's going to be able to clear out rooms, even though we don't get that much damage. So more likely it's going to be able to take down enemy cover, but also what a lot of people don't do is it's going to be able to open walls up for you and your team. If you're defending and you want better sights on them, take down a wall and make your own damn window, okay? If you're trying to get on the enemy and there's fences in your way, which you'll see we do here, we blow up a few fences, don't let them stop you from using a good route. Make your own route, and this is a great way to sort of open them up real quick and continue in with the action. You can also flip on one of those underbarrel shotguns, and now you're a lethal force up close. Nothing is as fun as getting those one-hit kills on people up close and personal. So throw on any of those, find out which one works best for you, and start killing some enemies. You can also bring in the smoke, which we already talked about, and it can be a distraction. Now, these are just the basics of using the assault class. These are the decisions me and my friends make about our roles and how we're going to play them and use them most effectively. It's going to be different for everybody. It's going to depend on the circumstances of the match. But let me know. Do you sort of find these tactics are similar to what you use? Do you have some different ones? How do you play them? Or which of these do you prefer or do you think you'll use the most? And just for future reference, all 3 classes will be done, and then we'll move on to squad tactics. And there probably will be some different videos scattered in between this. I'm still going to be working on callouts. Those are going to be a big thing that will be coming out soon. And on this video, I just couldn't go into the squad dynamic without first describing the class-specific roles a bit first. The medic role is a crucial role on the battlefield. Many people use it wrong. Take advantage and reap the benefits. Learning when revives are best, or when just allowing your team to respond on you is tough at first, but as you grow and get used to your squad and the friends you play with, you'll learn and make it work, devastating your opponents. And that is all I have for you guys. Hopefully you learned a little bit, but more so, hopefully it's a little bit entertaining. If you'd like to get involved in my future videos, please just follow me on Twitter or Facebook. Both will be linked in the description. Again, thanks for watching, guys and gals. Have a good one.